thermal plants into combined cycle ones. Debt is crippling the country's power sector, with IPPs threatening to shut down their plants if the government does not pay their $1.5 billion debts. Speaking to GHOneNews, the Pool East MP argued conversion of existing simple cycle plants into combined cycle ones will increase availability capacity at a lower cost to enable the country export power through the West African power pool.
In our haste to politicize energy issues and weaponize them for whatever campaigns that we are engaging, we are forgetting about the greater need for energy efficiency for the benefit of this country. And this afternoon, I want to focus your attention on energy efficiency. The plan has always been that after moving out of the deficit era, the next drive was going to be a drive towards efficiency. Ghana, by the gift of nature, sits right in the middle of the West African sub-region. Not only are we the nearest geographical mass to the center of the world, but within the South African sub-region, we sit right in the middle. And that provides a lot of opportunities for the power sector. We are and should be able to export power to both our east and our west. We have exported to Togo and Benin for decades. There is also the opportunity to export power to Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, and the countries to the west of Ghana. Then, of course, there are even greater opportunities to export to the countries to the north of Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, etc. It was not for nothing that Ghana was a pioneer in the West African power pool arrangement.
Now, the Association of Ghana Industry, AGI, in a press statement, has served government caution to desist from any policy attempt to scrap import duties and levies on imported sanitary pads into the country. It argues that, though there have been incessant demands from the public in that regard, when heeded, will culminate into collapse of the only few local manufacturing industries left. The association therefore urges government to alternatively make available incentives to local manufacturers by removing taxes on imported raw materials to scale up production in order to mitigate the cost, thereby making the product more affordable to most, especially the impoverished in society. Now, more than 1,000 researchers, scientists, academics, civil society organizations, and member states representatives from across the world are in Vienna, Austria, for the 2023 Science and Technology Conference of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization. The conference is to highlight the need for global consensus on nuclear disarmament. My colleague, Redwan Karimidin Osman, is in Vienna and has filed the following reports.
First, for the millions who are watching us from the continent of Africa, they would want to understand why it has taken so long for the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty to enter into force. Why has it taken so long, for close to 3 decades?
The Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty the text was agreed and was open for signature in September of 1996. Almost 27 years ago. The wonderful thing is that this treaty has been an amazing success. in that time. And if I can just give some numbers which would talk about the success, is before September 1996, there were over 2,000 nuclear tests conducted worldwide. But then after September 1996 to today, less than 10 test events. This century, by one country only. That to me is amazing success. So this treaty, although it has not entered into force, is having an amazing impact on the peace and security of our planet. And the reason is that we've had to set up the verification system. This is over 300 stations around the world measuring the signs of a possible nuclear explosion, whether it's vibrations in the earth, in the air, in the ocean, or radioactive particles in the atmosphere. And because this system works so well, then every state knows if they were to test, then it would be known by all.
You are a man with wealth of experience. You spent more than a decade in your capacity as the Director General of the Australian Safeguards and Non-Proliferation Office. Do you reckon that this organization, CTBTO, has been able to communicate the urgency of why this treaty needs to enter into force? And perhaps the lack of that is the reason that the countries are not ratifying.
We have 186 states of a possible 196 states in the world that have signed this treaty. So signing is membership. We have 177 states that have ratified this treaty. So this is near universal support. And the amazing thing is that in recent years, there is a surge of new ratifications. And I believe that the global circumstances are causing states to focus on this important goal of seeing an end to nuclear testing everywhere and for all time. I visited a number of African countries. At this point in time, there are only 3 countries in the whole of the African continent that have not yet ratified the treaty. Only 3. And probably by the end of this year, it might be 1 in all of the African continent. Africa's heart beats for this treaty.
Okay, and since you brought about the issue of the continent, let's delve straight into the continent. We know that Africa has suffered the devastating consequences of conflicts, and there are some experts who have raised concerns about the potential for nuclear weapon proliferation and all of that. For you, at the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, what sort of initiatives do you have in place to support African countries in ensuring that they are part of that global effort to ensure peace and security?
Africa has been such a wonderful supporter of this treaty, and probably because nuclear tests have actually taken place on the territory of various African nations. And they're aware of the devastation and the damage that comes with that. So it's with that that I see Africa very much falling in support of this treaty. When I addressed the African Union Peace and Security Council just last year, they were keenly interested in this treaty and supporting it. But I'm keenly interested in the African nation and the African continent and the African nations, that they would get every benefit out of this treaty, which is rightfully theirs.
For the hundreds of participants who have gathered here in Vienna to be part of this very important conversation, what do you want them to come away with?
We want the science and technology community that is gathered here in Vienna, probably over 1,700 people that are science and technical people, to go away being well aware that they're contributing to something far bigger than themselves. They're brilliant in their science, but I love to see them when they're passionate for something which is good for all of humanity. And to see a treaty that is powerful in bringing about this norm against nuclear testing everywhere and for all time, that's what I love to see.
Right.
And I feel their heartbeat. It is wonderful.
All right. Dr. Robert Floyd is the Executive Secretary for the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, GHOne.
Now, students have been urged to explore alternative sources of income and also make insurance a lifestyle. This, according to the Group Head of Marketing and Corporate Affairs of Hollard Ghana, will help students to be financially sound and less dependent. She made this revelation during a streetwise mentorship program at the Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Hollard is a purposeful company. We believe in creating and securing a better future for all. And everything we do, including the actual job of insurance, is tied to making sure that the future of the people who matter to us is better. Life is unpredictable. In as much as you think that you have everything planned, sometimes life is not about what really goes wrong in the end, but what goes right. Now, having insurance is the difference between smiling when things don't happen right and being miserable because everything has fallen apart. It is more than important at this point in time to learn the value of insurance.
And this is where we wrap up this morning bulletin. Grateful for your time. My name is Obed King Gaglo. Have a blessed day.